Hello, listeners of Scream. I'm sure you want to get into the episode, but real quick before you do, I just want you to be aware of a new email that we have. This email is horrormovierequests@yahoo.com, and what you can do is you can send your horror movie requests to that email, and then I'm going to put them all in a nice little list. I'm going to tally up your movie requests basically in a numbers kind of game. There's going to be a numbers game going on, and then I'm going to figure out what you guys want to hear the most, and that is going to help us decide what movies to cover week to week, or every other week to every other week, because we're bi-weekly. But yeah, without further ado, enjoy Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, and make sure to send any other movie that you want covered to horrormovierequests@yahoo.com. That's HORRORMOVIEREQUESTS@yahoo.com. And Ash. Friday, baby. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974, baby. Fuck, this was almost called Saturn in Retrograde, baby. Head cheese, baby. Leatherface, baby. Stalking Leatherface, baby. Fuck. Guys, today I'm so excited. We're covering a movie that will always be near and dear to my heart, a movie that I thought was real for way too long, and the reason I love Ash from Evil Dead, Grandpa Vincent from Motel Hell, and we are talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974.
Let's get it. My favorite time period ever.
I am so glad it wasn't called Head Cheese.
Yeah.
I actually thought that name was kind of cool.
You're the only person in the world, but I think Ethan Hurt would have agreed with you. Thank you so much, Ethan Hurt. If you were here, I think you would have liked Head Cheese. So check out Ethan Hurt. He made our intro music, and you can find him at www.ethanhurt.com.
Texas Chainsaw Roadhouse.
I said too bad he's still at Texas Chainsaw Roadhouse.
That guy. You know what? We're going to come across him pretty soon. He's in the movie, actually.
Oh, man, I love Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, so good. The butter.
The butter, dude?
The bread,
that cinnamon
dude.
butter?
Are you shitting
Come
me?
with me and
Are
Ethan
you shitting
sometime.
my ass?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, her and Ethan go there all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Hurt and Miss Morbid? Mr. Hurt and Miss Morbid.
I'm screaming.
Having a swell time at the steakhouse.
They would be prom king and queen for sure.
No, not my vibe.
All right, guys, so this was written and directed, if you don't already know, by Tobe Hooper, who, by the way, wanted a PG rating for this, which is just absurd.
How, though?
That's amazing.
You know, there's like not... Oh, like the title
blood.
of the movie sounds so fucking like... What's the word I'm looking for?
Like choppy,
intimidating,
slicey? Yeah,
choppy
like hardcore.
and slicey and massacre-y, you know?
Massacre-y.
But it's not. There's like really no blood.
Yeah, there's really only a tiny bit. They trick you.
Yeah, there's blood in only a few scenes, and it's funny because this is the movie that's talked about the most. Is like a lot of people are like, oh, this is such a bloody, crazy movie, and all this happens. It's like, no, it doesn't really happen. And then there's other people that are like, why didn't you make this bloodier and this, that, blah, blah. And it's like, well, it still has the same effect. It does very well.
Because it's unsettling. The entire thing is so unsettling and so scary. Without you didn't need a drop of blood in this movie, and I would still be like, this is a terrifying movie.
You just needed that dead lady's face with excessive blush, and I'm terrified. Put the brush down.
I mean, this movie is very real. As, for example, as a kid, I was terrified of Texas because of this.
It's the whole state.
That's a true story. I was like, literally, my thing was, I was like, okay, so I'll never go there.
You're like, that's what happens over there in Texas?
Just all of the time that's going down in Texas.
You're going to find this really nice old farmhouse, and that's what's going to go on inside?
It's going down for real in Texas.
Literally found out like 5 years ago, I may be giving myself too much credit, that this is based on Ed Gein.
Oh, really? You just found that out?
Dude, for the longest, I was like, yeah, it's based based on a true story. That guy really killed all those people with a chainsaw.
This really happened exactly like this.
That voice.
I thought me and you had talks about how it was Ed Gein, like in the past, like a good while ago. Did we not?
We had talks about that, yes.
Maybe that's when she found out.
Was that okay?
We chatted
okay.
about it a bit.
Cut that part out. Because I thought, no. I thought you had said, I thought you were going to say we had talked about that, but you said, like, we had talks about that, like many a talk.
This is not getting cut
Multiple
out. This is
Oh
great
my
stuff.
God.
This is
talk.
great
And so
stuff.
I was laughing because I thought you said it wrong. Then I was like, wait a minute. No, we said it right.
You did great, partner. But
doing
anyway,
terrible.
you just recently found that out. Okay, well,
Well,
I didn't
5 years ago. Not very recent.
I didn't recently find it out, but like for the longest time, I always thought that this was a true story because I mean, it starts out and it tells you like, hey, this is a true story, blah blah blah, and literally, I was afraid of Texas because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go there, people are gonna fucking kill me.
I'm gonna get massacred.
Yeah, I was like, it's destroyed. Like, I don't want to be chased by a dude with a chainsaw. And then like, there was this one time that I went to this haunted house, like in front of like in my neighborhood, and this guy had a fake chainsaw, and I was like, it's probably from Texas, and I'm not gonna go there now.
Texas is shipping them out now.
These
It's
Texans.
insane. This is nuts.
Shipping them out like fucking crazy.
It's on a truck that says Texas to Caleb.
Texas. This one goes to Caleb.
This box of
First-class
chainsaws is right
chainsaw.
over here. Dude, I was down so bad, and I just like I was terrified
crying.
forever.
Oh my
And then when I
God.
finally found out it was real, or it wasn't real, I was like, oh, so I can go there. I was like, it's fine.
Wait, I can go there?
Texas is
No
all
one's gonna
clear.
massacre me?
Dude, I marked it off my list. It used to be on my list of don't go, and I was like, I switched it over to the other list after that day. I was like,
What
oh,
else is on
okay.
your list of don't go?
Was it like that and Diet
Kentucky's
Love
at
Pass?
the top.
What's on the top?
Kentucky.
Kentucky's at the top.
I
Yeah.
kind of feel that.
Yeah, it's just well, give me one good reason. You can't.
The fried chicken.
I think there's a fake castle there.
Oh yeah, there's the fucking
Kentucky
Castle of
I think.
Versailles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castle of
For
Kentucky.
sales if you're Brittany.
The Versailles Castle. Do you think
The
it like?
Versailles.
You think that thing ever hits the water? It really sails?
You could get married there with Jax Taylor.
Oh my God.
I don't know. The only reason I would go to Kentucky is like if Mario Lopez was there at a Kentucky Fried Chicken starring in the Lifetime movie.
Gotcha.
A Recipe for Seduction.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I forgot all about that shit. Oh my God.
Never forget.
R.I.P.
Never forget.
Never forget.
R.I.P. Never forget.
So anyway, Texas Chainsaw, it's really, I guess a good, like, preface to this, people that have listened to Horseshoe before, me and Bree talk, probably already know, like, because I've said it a million times, this is my favorite movie of all time. Like, number one. Like, a Dark Crystal is pretty much up there, too, and it's hard, but, like, watching this again, I'm just like, this is seriously a movie that I could watch at any given time, no matter what. Like, it's so short, it's so fun, it's so good, it's the right amount of creepy, like, it's the best, in my opinion.
I think it starts too slow.
It's definitely up there for me just because it's like super original.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I definitely love this movie.
No, I love this movie. I just wish it started faster is all.
Yeah.
I was just like, I
It
don't
does
know.
kind of drag.
Didn't really start quick. I don't know if I've hammered that in.
First like 25 minutes of drugs.
I'm just so worried that, like, Till Death was fine pacing for you, but Texas Chainsaw, you're like, I don't know, a little bit slow.
I did not have Megan Fox to look at, so
Valid.
What are you talking? You had
point.
Franklin, though.
he doesn't really do it for
He
me.
doesn't do it for you.
Doesn't really get me going.
Those raspberries,
on,
we
dude.
already know what that mouth do.
Is how I feel about that, actually. Is how I would describe that.
Just unsettled. Like for
Franklin's
the whole
man, dude.
movie.
He's got it going on.
I'm just saying, that guy's kind of thick. I'll take him.
Thicka with two C's.
BBW right there.
He kind of like, you know what? I would like to see Caleb Emery do like a cameo of like him in like a reboot of Texas Chainsaw. I feel like he'd do a pretty good Franklin.
I still think the Caleb Emery thing is the funniest shit I have ever seen
It is
before
the
in my
best
life.
thing ever.
I do too.
What is... Oh, hold on. I gotta say something. What is wrong with these people? They just look up, like, Caleb and then random last name. They're like, that's him. Get him. Take him down.
I also
Take
love
him
that you
down.
starred in like Good Girls. Like, you're like a pretty good actor.
No, actually, I like him. He's a booty hole, and I think in that show Hunters or something like. I think it's Hunters. I know he's booty hole in like one of his shows.
That's his name is Booty Hole.
Yeah, that's his character's name.
I'm not buying this. Not even
No,
for a
dude,
second.
I'm not fucking kidding. Look, you think I'm kidding? I will literally look up Caleb Emery booty hole right now.
What if he found his
won't look that
actual
up.
booty hole by accident?
You guys think I lie about butthole stuff, and I don't.
We always think you
That
lie
should
about
say a
butthole
lot
stuff.
about you if we think you lie about
Yeah,
butthole
see, in
stuff.
Hunters,
you guys
he's
always think
Like, I don't remember this ever happening, though.
okay. Yeah, in
always an
Hunters, he's
issue.
booty hole Mick Guigan.
McGuigan.
You guys should watch Good Girls.
Is he booty hole in that?
No.
Okay.
No.
He's a security guard.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's his name?
Is his name Baby Tyler in Good Girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so this is like an actual like actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb Emery.
Yeah. And you know what the funniest part about
I
this
thought
joke
it was
is?
just a random guy.
Well, you know what the funniest part about this joke is I don't think 90% of the people listening even know what the joke is. I think only like the first like 10% of listeners like were around for that joke, and we've just
Yep.
still been saying it ever since.
Oh, 100%. It's just hilarious.
I mean, you guys look exactly alike. So
You do. I get it.
I get you confused constantly.
So anyway, back to Texas Chainsaw. This is a low-budget film by Tobe Hooper and whatnot. The budget was anywhere between like $93,000 to $300,000. It was pretty low, but then they used a pretty good chunk of money in the editing process, so it got higher and higher. The box office was just shy of $31 million in 1974, which is about like $150 million nowadays. It sold like 16 million tickets.
fuck yeah.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
I love that shit. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Okay, guys, so obviously that's all really pressing. And I have a lot to say about Texas Chainsaw, and there's a lot to unpack. But have you guys watched A Teacher yet?
No.
No? No one watched that?
Why would I?
No.
That doesn't sound.
Okay, well, you don't want to watch it. I'm just going to go off about how much I don't like it for a second, because I was supposed to watch Texas Chainsaw last night. I read the notes, but I ended up writing them today instead, because for some reason, I went to my friend Nia's house, and I ended up watching an entire season of this stupid fucking show made by this chick called Hannah Fidel, and I watched the whole thing. I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life, because, like, it's about like a high school kid fucking his teacher.
Nice.
Like a male,
Not nice.
like a male dude, like fucking his like female teacher. So yeah, it's like that South Park joke. Nice.
Yeah.
So it's stupid as fuck. The worst show ever. Like the first 4 episodes in, and it's just like Kate Mara and Nick Robinson just fucking every which way they can, like every 5 minutes for 2 hours. While 2000, like early 2000s and like mid 2000s bangers play. Like they
Yes,
spent more
bitch.
money on
What's
that
wrong with
soundtrack.
this?
Well, no, okay, because they're trying. Okay, you want to know what's wrong with this,
I don't
man?
see an
You want to know
issue.
what's fucking wrong with this?
I do.
What?
They're trying to disguise this story of this boy fucks teacher with 2000 bangers, and they're trying to make people that appreciate fucking sick ass music okay with what's happening. It's the stupidest story. There's like nothing to it. It's not like a message. And I went on a few things, like discussions that were like, oh yeah, there's like a message in here. And then it got to the end, like I was like, okay, so they fucked for like 3 hours. One episode she's kind of in jail, and then they fuck other people, and all they
Somewhat
talk
in
about
jail.
is how they fuck the teacher. And then it ends, and there's a like 2-minute conversation about how he's like, hey, fuck you, teacher, you messed me up. And then it ends.
The
So there's
message
like actually
there.
no, like
No,
she doesn't get anything
No.
for doing that? Because that's
No, she just somewhat
That's-
goes to jail.
that's
halfway.
bad.
Yeah, she went to jail, she gets out, and then she has like some like kids, and then she's like, all right, well, I want to apologize to you now. And it's just that thing where he's like, oh, you're just apologizing to like make yourself feel better. And it's just like that cliche thing. But then I go to this fucking Hannah's like movies, and all of her shit is just depressing, and like this high school love and like broken love and lost this and blah blah blah, and like
Maybe she's working through something.
no. And then she also made a movie before about this same exact story, like with the same title. So I'm like, why you keep making this story about this fucking
Something
kid
happened.
fucking this teacher over and over again, dude? I'm tired of it.
Something
Yeah,
has
that's
happened to her.
sus.
It's weird.
She's working through a trauma.
That's a lot.
She had
How
to have
did
been
we get
fucking her
here?
teacher.
Either that or she was the teacher.
Yeah.
Something bad happened. Because that's a bad story.
I never met that many hot teachers.
It's
I never
bad
understood
news.
like how that happened.
Bad news.
All my teachers were narcs.
The worst part about it too is that Kate Mara is like just like a mid teacher. It's just like
She's very
A mid teacher.
Kate Mara, wait, she's in American Horror Story, right?
yes, yeah, she's in Murder House.
She's in Murder House, and she's in another one.
She might be in another one too. I only saw her in Murder House though.
She's Hayden in Murder House.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's not. I don't like. Why would he cheat on his fucking banging ass strawberry blonde wife with fucking her? She looks dead all the time.
People say that about me too.
Well, I know, but like that's what I'm saying. She's okay. Like,
Wait, Brie, you said that about me the other day. You replied to my story. You were like, "Why do you look like you're dead? Your lips are blue."
because your lips were literally fucking blue, and it looked like you were suffocating, but you were walking around and talking. So I was like, "Hello, like, are you okay?"
You were lacking oxygen to your brain. That's why I asked.
Thou dead.
Maybe I had the hiccups. Anyway, so that's just what I had to say. I was hoping that someone had seen the show so we could have a brief discussion, but I just want to let that out to the world. Don't watch that. If someone was telling you to watch it, it is so fucking pointless, and you're just gonna end it feeling annoyed. You're just like, why did they make me watch this fucking kid fuck his teacher in such graphic detail for like 5 hours, and why did they just end it saying, oh well, you know, shit happens. Sometimes you fuck your teacher.
That was bad.
This is just so random.
Yeah, it's just I was supposed to watch Texas Chainsaw last night, and then instead I sat on the couch like.
You should have watched Texas Chainsaw again.
Oh, actually, I watched it like 4 times between like yesterday and today, but I did watch that also in between. And it was just something where she put it on. I was like, all right, I want to see this fucking. Her name's Clarinet. I was like, or Claire. I was not Clarinet. I was like, Claire.
Clarinet.
All right,
Her
I
name
want
is
to.
Clarinet.
Squidward is rolling in his fucking grave, dude.
Well, it got to the
Not
point
having
where I
it.
was just like, I need to watch this bitch go to jail. So like, can we just do that? And then she did, and then nothing happened in the
Can
end.
we
I was
just
like,
do that?
My
Yeah, so-
God, that
yeah.
sounds very frustrating.
and that's why I was up till 4 a.m. last night. Thanks.
When are you not up to 4 a.m. with me?
Correct.
Well, don't
You
watch that.
pressed a correct key.
Don't watch it.
I don't plan to.
Never have I ever.
So anyway, let's get into this. The film begins with a message that basically tells you what I was telling you guys about a second ago, which is like, what you're about to see is the realest shit ever that's ever happened to Sally and Franklin. And the intro goes on to show images of 2 bodies that have been decimated and staged while an announcer lets us know pretty much that some fuck shit's going on.
Yeah.
Breaking it right on down for us.
Did you say fuck shit?
Yeah, he did.
I thought you did, right?
I love that. I
Some
love
fuck
that
shit.
term.
That's what I thought while I was watching. I was like, this is a lot of fuck shit. That's going on.
It's a good
Right here.
describer.
Fuck this shit. This is fuck shit.
There's a chainsaw and there's a lot of fuck shit.
Whoa. We are going to take a break from screaming on the show, but we're also going to take a break from screaming in real life permanently because of Simply Safe. When Simply Safe Home Security's founders Chad and Eleanor Lauren designed their first security system in their kitchen, they did it for a very personal reason. Their friends had just had their home broken into. Now, if you've ever experienced that, or if you have friends who experienced it, family members, something of the sort, you know that that's bad. And you don't want your home broken into. That is a bad thing, a very bad thing. And they were struggling to find a security system that was simple to set up and would make them feel safe again. 1, you want things to be easy. You don't want to struggle setting things up. That's a pain. You want to feel safe, and you want to feel safe fast. I set Simply Safe up in my home, and now I feel safe and secure. Making people safe is what Simply Safe has been doing ever since that moment 15 years ago when their friend's house got broken into. Our passion to protect people not only drives every engineering detail in its products, but it motivates every interaction with its customers. And the thing is, Simply Safe just makes it so easy. It takes about 2 minutes to customize a system on their website at simplysafe.com/scream. Simply Safe has highly trained security experts ready whenever you need them. Not only will you always have someone who has your back to keep you safe, they will make sure that you also feel safe on the day-to-day. As our listener, you can save 20% off on your Simply Safe security system and get your first month free when you sign up for Interactive Monitoring Service. That is Interactive Monitoring Service. Just visit simplysafe.com/scream to customize your system and start protecting your home and family. So again, head on over to simplysafe.com/scream. And thank you so much, Simply Safe, for protecting us and for sponsoring this show. So soon after, we get introduced to our good pal Franklin, who is played by Paul Partain, and Franklin is in a wheelchair, which you will need to know moving on because it kind of gets him in some sticky situations, and he's currently trying to take a piss in a jagged spit can on a steep hill.
He's going to cut his dick right off.
Yeah.
Recipe for disaster.
It looked real risky.
He was
living on
risking
the
it all,
edge.
dude.
He was.
He is on
Sometimes-
the edge.
Sometimes you really have to pee, and, like, you gotta risk it all.
But why does he have to risk it all into a jagged can?
Why can't
When
he
you're
just
a
pee in the
boy,
field?
the world is your bathroom.
It's true.
I mean, like, the world is my bathroom too. Fuck it. But
Well, I did tell you a second ago that the handicap, the wheelchair thing would come into play. That's kind of it, you know. It's harder for him. He doesn't want to pee on his wheelchair.
That's true. You know
okay,
what?
sure.
Gotta
'Cause
season
the
it
position
somehow.
he has to be in, he could pee on his legs.
There it is.
Did you just say season the wheelchair
Yeah, you got to season it.
with pee?
Yeah, or like a cast iron. You got to season
I was
the
gonna say you
wheelchair.
season it like a cast iron.
Then you just don't clean it, and then you pee in it again.
So now we find out that the gang is looking for the grave of Sally's granddad. Sally, played by the gorgeous Marilyn Burns. I love her.
I love her.
She's so dope.
She's so good in this movie, and she is beautiful.
Fucking kills it, dude.
Her
She's great.
performance is unlike any other, and I would say that she's up there with people like Shelley Duvall, who got a fucking beating in the background of the movie.
Because Toby Hooper said by the end of it that they were literally losing their minds. So that scene of her just like losing her mind at the end, he was like, that was just how she was. Like, that's just how she felt.
Iconic.
Like they asked her, they were like, "Okay, so right now, just like act like you're crazy." She was like, "You bet."
They were like, how are you feeling right now? And she just went for it.
She was like this. You want to see
Like
how
this.
I'm feeling? I'm feeling like this a little bit.
Well, actually, it's funny because at the very end, when she is like screaming and stuff, she's in it like in one of the director's commentaries saying that she was like, "Yeah, when it got to the end, like this scene, this like filming was so fucked that I was actually just hysterically like screaming and laughing." She was like, "Thank God this is over." She was like, "Those were kind of like actually just like my hysterical laughs of happiness."
Oh my god.
Wow.
And when she's driving away in that pickup truck and she's like laughing hysterically but also screaming, it really does come off that way that it's like, it's done. I fucking hate this movie.
Literally.
That is like one of my favorite scenes in this entire fucking movie.
Me
Oh my
too.
god, it's the best. It's the most iconic scene ever.
Good.
That's definitely my favorite. I wouldn't say it's the most iconic because there is one, like the scene of Pam later. I mean, we'll talk about it a little more, but when she's walking up to the house and they have that shot where they go under the bench and then they show the whole house.
Well, it's that one, like the butt shot.
Yeah.
The butt shot? Well, yeah, of course.
No, it's
But-
not just
I
because
was
the
literally
butt
just
is
gonna say
great.
that.
All right, Rob Zombie.
I was literally seconds
No,
away
Rob
from
Zombie likes
saying
butt
it.
cracks. Get it right. But no, it's not the butt part. It's just the fact, like, it's such a cinematically good shot. The way they
Yeah.
go under that bench and they go under, like, they actually went on, like, a little, like, the rolly ground thing is what I'm going to call it. And he, like, rolled under and, like, you know, made sure he didn't get, like, you know, the bench and other things in the shot. And they made it look like the house is, like, growing as as she's walking up to it. It's just one of my favorites of all time.
Not only that one with Pam, but the one where she tries to run out of the house and fucking Leatherface like rips her up and she's like fighting. That scared the shit out of me.
That scene is one of my favorites.
I don't know what it is because Leatherface doesn't look human. But for some reason, like just like the thought of like somebody just you're finally getting away, you're running away, and then somebody just fucking rips you up from your like exit and you fucking get got.
I have nightmares about that.
It's right
So
when she
scary.
gets like
Yeah.
air. It's like she runs right onto the porch and it's like, you're out of the house. No, you're not.
Iconic.
So anyway, we went over that. We'll probably skip over that a little bit later and just kind of like graze over it. But right now, they're all on a hunt for some fond memories in big old Texas, which doesn't scare me anymore. So now they all hop into this dinky little van. And fun fact, the owner of the van in the movie is a guy named Ted Nicolai. So I'm sure not a lot of people will recognize his name, but if you are familiar with some of those full moon feature movies, you might know who he is. He's kind of a guru in that shit. He did like some of the he didn't do Puppet Master movies, but he did one of the Puppet Master Versus movies. He did TerrorVision. He actually wrote and directed TerrorVision completely on his own. And then, and funny thing about TerrorVision, that was actually produced by Charles Band and I think it's Albert Band. I can't remember the other band dude, but it was produced by them before full moon features ever actually became a thing. Wow. So it's known as like it's not really like a full moon bred movie, but it's known as like one of the first full moon movies because of that.
Also, Puppet Master, you just like brought me back. I forgot Puppet Master.
I actually just recently covered that on Horror Soup because I haven't really seen it before. I haven't really seen any of them, to be honest.
I've seen 1 through 3 when I was like a child.
Yeah, I saw it way too young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's one of those movies.
I ain't never seen that.
They're interesting. We'll have to do them at some point. But then also Ted Nicolai did the Subspecies series, which is this weird little vampire series, which honestly, like, I knew his name really well, and I didn't know that he was a part of this actually until this viewing when I was looking into some stuff a little deeper. But he's a guy who made Subspecies, and it's like this vampire movie that has a trailer that looks incredible. I thought it was going to be the best vampire movie I ever saw in my life. It turned out to be one of the worst things I'd ever seen, like, ever. Like, it was just so incredibly disappointing, and everything that was, like, highlighted in the trailer that I liked was, like, there was nothing of that. I was like, this is so bad. So I know him for that, but it's just really interesting that he's the van driver, and he's also the owner of the van. He's, like, if I remember right, he's either in, like, I think it was in, like, one of the makeup departments or something, somewhere around there, and, no, he was in the lighting department, actually, I think. And he was already kind of around for the set, and they needed a van for it. And he was like, well, I guess you could just rent my van since I'm here anyway. And then that became the van for the movie.
That's really funny. I didn't know that's how they came across it.
Going back to the trailer thing, I stopped watching trailers for any horror movies that are coming out. I didn't watch the one for A Quiet Place 2. I'm not going to watch the one for Halloween Kills. I'm just not going to do it anymore because it gets my expectations really high. Then when it sucks, I get really sad and cry about it. So
I get that.
It's true. Because they always have the best parts. Mm-hmm. Always. You always think it's going to be the one. You're like, this is the one that didn't show me all the good parts, but never.
See, and you know, that's why I kind of wish, like, we kind of adopted, like, like an Alfred Hitchcock style of, like, presenting trailers, you know, like, and we still did that, because he never, when he first presented Psycho, he never showed you anything from the actual movie. He kind of talked about it, and he gave you, like, key points and let you know what was going on, but he never showed you the movie, so when you went into it, it was, like...
a brand new experience.
Yeah, it was just whatever
you got,
it was.
like, flashes of, like, weird, abstract ideas all put together, and then you were like, ooh, that's weird, and I want to see that. And then you saw it, and you were like, I had no idea this is what this is about.
Yeah, and I feel like that's really cool. Like, I feel like we've kind of, like, reverted, and we've gone to the exact opposite like that. Like, I mean, no one else was really doing it like that. Like, he's really one of the only people that does that. But I just think it's such an interesting way. And not even doing exactly like that. It's just, trailers just show, like, more and more the, like, you know, just as the years go by. Like, as the years are going on, I feel like trailers just show you everything now.
Because I think it's become way, way, way more about just getting butts in the seats and ticket sales
It's just
than
all
actually
marketing.
giving a good movie. So it's like, if we just give it all up front, people are going to rush to buy a ticket. They're going to sit in the seat. And if they don't like it, who gives a shit? They already bought a ticket and I already got it. Which sucks.
So true.
that's why I think people who give you those, like, weird trailers that you're like, I don't even know what this movie is about, those are the good ones.
100% agree.
Hundo.
Turkey 100.
That's
Bring
true.
it back.
That's facts.
Thanks, Kelly.
It was no, it was Thanksgiving. What was that one called?
Oh, that was Pilgrim.
Pilgrim, that's what it was.
Oh, that was before my time.
Pilgrim.
Before Ash was born.
Before I came.
Nostalgia.
That was way before Pilgrims. You want to talk about Pilgrims? I wasn't there for that.
We're really throwing it back.
I'm John Wayne Pilgrim.
Hey, put him up.
So anyway, the gang drives by a slaughterhouse and Franklin starts talking about how cows get the hammer brought down on them, and they conveniently drive by a hitchhiker who's played by Edwin Neal, and he knows all about slaughtering cattle. He knows all this stuff, man.
Sure does.
Too much.
One would say too
Guns,
much.
ethics, he has it all. Morals in his fucking pocket, dude.
Photographs, knives.
Autograph book.
Rituals.
Fire.
So he starts talking what I would call insane person fuck shit, and then he pulls out a tiny little Swiss Army knife, and everyone's like, bro, just stop. But like literally like that, like they're so calm about it. They're like,
The entire time, the one that I kept saying, is it Pam?
I think so,
I
yeah.
can't remember any of their names.
She's
But
just reading.
Pam is just reading about astrology, and I was like, well, there's Ash.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, shit is just going down in that van, and she's just still like, I
Pam
don't know,
didn't
guys.
have time for that shit. She just didn't have time.
She's got this giant manual of astrology
She
over there.
needed to know what was in retrograde.
She was like, something's happening here.
Yeah, she knew.
I have a feeling that like all of that was kind of tossed in there, but there are some weird little theories, and I don't know, like they kind of do sound a little credible that like Edwin Neal, the hitchhiker, like put a curse on them because he does all these like ritualistic kind of things where like, you know, he cuts himself with Franklin's blade, he cuts Franklin with his blade, and then like it's like a blood thing, and then he's doing
like burns a picture.
Yeah, he's burning the picture, he's doing all this stuff, and they're kind of saying that like he kind of did a curse, and Pam reading that astrology book and reading about like some of that stuff is also talking about like the plagues that are about to come on them.
I like that.
Actually makes sense.
I like that a lot.
I thought the whole astrology thing was just like they were trying to set the time because it was like what like kind of like a little bit after like the hippies and all that shit. Like,
yeah, I'm more inclined for that side because it is like around that Manson era, like where it kind of makes sense. And
yeah,
it's,
it was like
something
literally
people scared of.
fucking like 5 years after Manson or something like that.
Yeah, I think I would lean more towards that. I like that like curse theory because it does.
That's cool.
It does make sense when you put it all together, but I like the other one better.
Keep it simple.
That he's just wilding out.
I definitely lean more toward like the Manson side and just being like some crazy shit, but the only thing that kind of makes me like that a little bit, and I still don't think it is it, but Kim Henkel, who is the dude that wrote the movie with Tobe Hooper, he ended up writing, if I remember right, it was The Next Generation, the Matthew McConaughey one, and that one's like fairly witchcrafty. And it just kind of goes in that, like, you know, the fact that he wrote that completely and it's very witchcrafty, it's like, I don't know, maybe he had something to do with that part of the story. And he was like, yeah, let's do some witchcraft shit and, like, toss it in there.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking it when he wrote it.
Let's always do some witchcraft shit.
Matthew McConaughey stuff.
I love Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, well.
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. So yeah, they're all understandably fairly terrified, moderately terrified, I'll say. But then the hitchhiker just starts like handing them his knives, and he pulls out some more knives, and then he takes a candid picture of the people in the van, and then he's like, "You could take me to my house. I live right off this road. Come have dinner with us.
Maybe $2.
You like head cheese?
You like head cheese?
Maybe $2. You can give me $2 now.
Do you guys know what head cheese is?
The real question is, do I want to know?
Yeah, let me give you the real answer. You don't want to know what it is. If anyone wants to Google it and see an image, you're going to be real fucking sad for the rest of your day because it's basically gelatin meat. It's all like the fatty, gross parts of meat. You know when you put like some meat with like some oily, like greasy stuff on it in like a Tupperware and it just turns into like Jell-O? It's basically that mixed with meat and stuff, and they serve it cold and you slice it up and it's Jell-O-y stuff mixed with meat. It's fucking repulsive.
It's all the fat from the juices of the meat that you cooked, and then you refrigerate it, and it's served cold. It's disgusting.
And then you can give me $2 now.
Fucking gross.
It's jelly. It's jelly.
I'll have a salad.
I won't. It's like what a hot dog is, though.
No.
No.
That is not the same.
I like hot dogs.
It's as gross.
Albeit.
No.
I think hot
Not
dogs are
even
the
a little
most
bit.
repulsive thing.
Look, I will agree with you. Hot dogs are pretty much abominations, but head cheese...
Head cheese is on a
Ash,
different
just
level.
pull up your phone and look up head cheese
No.
real quick and just tell me
No.
what you think
Don't
is
do-
grosser.
no.
Go ahead,
Don't.
Elena. Go ahead. Thank you.
Don't do it
Thank you,
for
Elena.
you.
I'm glad you're pulling out your phone. So anyway,
I'm not going to look.
so the Hitchhiker's film developed, and he's incredibly proud of it.
I'm not
Franklin,
looking.
however, isn't proud of it, but the Hitchhiker is so proud that, as Ash said, he tried to sell it to them for $2. Just look at the head cheese.
No, I'm not.
Just like, you don't have to eat it.
No, because
I'll never make you eat it.
You couldn't. I'll taste it if I see it.
Suspicious.
All right, it's gone.
I'll never
No,
make
it's
you
not.
eat it.
Like I wouldn't test it. Oh, I looked. There you go.
Oh,
Goodbye.
cool. All right, cool.
I saw
We
it.
did it. I didn't look.
We did it, everybody.
I didn't
It was a
look.
team effort.
You guys suck.
Proud of
I'm
us.
like literally constantly just being hazed on this show.
Basically, it's your
It's
Omega
like I've
Beta
paid
Zeta.
my dues by now. Okay, just give me
She's paid her
$2 and let me
50
leave. You can give me $2. I can't. That's my favorite ever. I also love. Wait, we totally glossed over when Franklin is explaining how they killed the pigs now, and he's like, they're like this. That's my favorite part of the entire movie.
Dude, Franklin's like the funniest dude. It's so fun. Like, he was really a method actor, like an OG method
so-
actor,
yeah.
because he said that like he had to stay in character when he got off because he was like, this dude was just so unbearable, like the guy I had to play, that I had to keep it on like after it. And he was like, I did it so well that like everyone just kind of hated me on set
Yeah.
and thought I was an idiot. And it wasn't until like years later that they were like, oh, you're actually pretty nice.
You're actually not like that.
Fucking hated him, dude, because he was
They,
so
like,
like
ostracized him.
obnoxious. Yeah. Terrible.
Well, they ostracize him for the entire film. The amount of times he's just like left to his own devices. I'm like, can we be helpful to our friend here? He's constantly just like, Sally,
Sally,
Cam,
hello.
anyone, Leatherface.
They're not freaking out when he's slicing himself and doing everything, but then he does like this small contained fire. Like,
The tiniest little
it's
fire.
not getting out of that
He
tinfoil.
like
Like,
pours
it's
the
fine.
gunpowder, and then he's like,
Yeah, dude, like he wasn't even just setting the fire just on that little table thing. Like, he contained it. He set some tinfoil down and he was doing fine.
he was cold, perhaps.
Yeah, and he even like covered it up and he put his trash away back in his little fucking fuzz sack.
He did. I noticed that too. He wraps it all up. And he's in his little pocket again.
Yeah.
It was like, he cleaned up. Everybody calm down.
I can't stop thinking about the fucking curse theory now, dude.
No,
I
just
know.
move on from that. It's not a big deal. It's kind of.
I can't. I've seen this movie a million times, and it's like stuck in my brain now.
Yeah, and I've literally never heard that until now.
Yeah.
Dropping knowledge on us. Proud of you.
But anyway, the part about this that's weird to me is that, he slices his hand and he starts burning this shit, and when he starts burning it in that contained little spot, that's when everyone was like, "Whoa, you fucking out! Get out of here!" And I'm like, "Wait, that's what you're worried about?"
You think that guy's just trying to scare us by, blowing up my picture like that?
Yeah.
Like the
he's
whole
gonna
thing on
cut
fire.
himself and everyone around him, and then he's like, just boop, a little bit of fire.
And they're like, absolutely
I mean,
fucking
in a
not.
car, though.
But again, it was little.
You know what, dude? I'm more pissed about the fucking blood and him slicing himself in my car. Don't fucking
That
slice
would
yourself
be
in my
where
car.
I would draw the line.
That doesn't hurt me, though. Fire could.
You know what? Him cutting himself or the fire, neither of those things hurt me. But the him cutting himself freaks me out a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Once there was blood drawn in my car, I'd be like, please.
Vacate the vehicle.
Please exit the vehicle.
I don't have many rules, but like, unless you're like, okay, the first one, if you're a close friend, it doesn't apply to you. But don't be naked in my car, don't puke in my car, and
If
don't
you're
bleed
a
in my
close
car.
friend, it doesn't apply to you. So if you're Caleb's close friend,
Yeah.
just be naked in
You
his
could
car.
just be
Look,
naked.
Well,
Is this permission?
okay. Look, I'm not saying just.
Did we all just hear that right? Just making sure.
Look,
Are
I'm
we all
just.
close friends on
I just
IG?
got permission.
Dotting my I's, crossing my T's.
Getting naked.
Orgy, naked, puking, blood party.
I'm
God
calling
damn
it,
it, we're not doing a fucking.
Elena,
we're not doing
ring,
a blood
ring.
orgy. We're no
A blood
Look,
orgy.
I have a sign on my car that says no blood orgies, and I'm sick of you trying to fucking cement blood orgies into my car.
You don't actually have that sign.
I'll get it.
Can we have a blood rave?
No,
That'd be
nothing
kind of cool.
with blood.
That just
Blood.
reminded
Come on,
me of
you,
Blade.
you thought about that one. You hesitated.
Well, because I
I
was thinking
saw
about
a little flash of like, ooh.
Because he heard the word rave.
No, I was thinking about Stadium Rave from SpongeBob with all the jellyfish, and I was like, we could
Yes,
do that.
bitch.
See,
I
I
explained
was-
that to her the other day.
I was thinking of Blade, the movie. Like when the blood
That's what
comes
I was
out of the
thinking
fryer.
of. I was
the fryer
literally.
Oh.
Bree and I are on the same wavelength
okay.
right now.
Yeah.
Blood
Yeah,
rave
it's
from
literally
Blade.
a blood rave.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay, that's a
It
cool
looked
blood
pretty
rave.
cool.
All right.
Vampires
So
and-
I think we've just settled it. We're gonna have a blood rave in Caleb's car.
Yay.
God damn
naked.
it! It's a Yaris.
That's fine.
It's
We can make
doable.
it work.
A Yaris. That's fun to say.
We'll make it work. Blood rave.
Yeah, they kick him out, and then he gives a quick slice to Franklin's arm before he makes his way out. Continuing on, they drive over to a gas station, and we meet Old Man, played by Jim Sado.
What if it was
Old man.
Old Man played by Old Man?
Relatively young man.
Old Man played by Infant.
Played by Benjamin Button. Brad Pitt
Oh my
playing
God, I was
Benjamin
about
Button
to say
playing
that.
Old Man.
Why are we
Played
reading
by
each other's
Brad
minds?
Pitt, playing Benjamin Button.
He's a guy playing a guy
my
playing another
God.
guy.
Semi-young, semi-old. You
I feel like the
decide.
full moon is making us all read each other's thoughts.
I thought you were gonna say I feel like the full moon is making us stupid.
I thought she was going to say I thought the
also
full moon
feel
was making
that,
us gay.
too.
I feel stupid right now. Like,
I feel all of that. Everything.
The full moon made me gayer. I ran under a real ass rainbow
You
today.
did. You were pretty gay today, dude.
right.
Yes.
It was wild.
It was crazy.
In that moment, we were infinitely gay.
That's how you get the gay, dude. You just run under a rainbow,
Hand in hand, neck and neck.
neck and neck.
So we meet Old Man, and the dudes ask about the old house they're looking for, and he basically goes, well, just stay here and have some barbecue, don't be fucking freaks.
Did we fail to mention that it is a gas station that has barbecue sold at it in the middle of nowhere?
Near a slaughterhouse.
But literally down the street from a slaughterhouse.
I repeat, that is probably the best fucking barbecue place around.
Doubt it. You haven't had Kansas City barbecue yet?
And to be fair, there's
You
probably
ever
only
had
one there.
taquitos from a 7-Eleven?
Oh, dude, those are really good, actually.
They slap.
Yeah. Those are fucking
Thank
fire.
you. Yeah. That's why when
That's
the
different, though.
vaccine rolled out, I was like, oh, hit me. I've eaten taquitos. Have you ever seen that Carly Aquilino video? She's like, if you've done this, then the vaccine is fine. And that was one of the references.
You've eaten the
from a
taquitos 7-Eleven?
I was like, that's
mean, it
not the
makes a
only
lot of
thing
sense.
that I've eaten from a 7-Eleven or a gas station, if we're being honest.
You've drank a Captain Crunch slushie.
And that's honestly at the top of the list of like, not so bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, Elena, you've talked about that Captain Crunch slushie a lot. Like, it's like it's
'Cause
the
I
top
wish
of the
you
list
could
of
have
like
seen
worst
it.
of the worst. But I'm like, I feel like that's not that high.
I have a question. What color was the Slurpee?
It was blue.
Okay. Then all was good.
And you know what else was blue the next day? Everything.
Everything. My entire house. My
If I was
unborn
blue,
children.
if I was green, I would die.
She was blue, dabba dee dabba da.
Just keep it out of my fucking car.
Yeah, we're blood raven in there. Everything red.
Captain Crunch
Our wedding in Caleb's car.
everywhere. Strewn about.
We're just playing the Red album by Taylor Swift at the rave.
Oh damn! I thought you were gonna
That's it.
say the whole Red album by Playboi Carti. God
Never.
damn it!
No.
You know what? Actually, that is a
T-Swift.
really good segue into what I'm about to say
Forever.
because Playboi Carti has Vamp Anthem on the Red album. Quick side note: did anyone else catch Franklin mentioning Dracula every 10 fucking minutes? He's like, "Oh, this guy's like Dracula. He's like a vampire. You think Bela Lugosi lives here?"
My family's always been in me.
Whole family of Draculas.
Yeah, he really loves Dracula.
Maybe Bella Swan lives there.
He would have been all about Twilight.
Bella Swan, like I said,
Yeah,
wavelengths.
he would have loved it.
Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Team Edward.
Jacob.
Oh, he would have been Team Edward.
I was always Team Edward.
I was always Team Edward too.
Jacob.
Team,
Team
Edward,
Edward.
because
Jacob.
vampires are kind of cooler than wolves.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, for sure. And I
Taylor
love
Lautner.
like a tall, pale boy.
Yes.
But I run cold, so I need a warm partner. So
See, I found a partner in life that is tall and pale with like blue eyes. That's all I want.
He also sparkles in the sun, but don't tell
He
anyone.
does. Just don't tell anyone.
I'm going to tell the Volturi.
It's a secret.
Drew is like actually a furnace, so sometimes I do wonder if he is going to turn into a werewolf.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he's right
Maybe
now.
we found the correct partners that way.
That's
Maybe.
Miguel,
Look at that.
too. He's tall. He's not pale at all. He's not pale at all, but he is always warm.
Drew's pretty pale though.
See, John's got that Norwegian blood. So he's always
I
chilly.
bet vampires like that. I feel like they came from there
feels
too.
Norwegian.
as well.
Whether you need style or prescription, Warby Parker has your back. You want to know why? That is because Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. They're offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and even contact lenses. What is Warby Parker? Well, Warby Parker is a company that was founded with a rebellious spirit and a lofty goal. That is to create boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. They're offering all kinds of stuff for you. Like I said, you want style, you want prescription, Warby Parker has your back. The glasses start at $95. That is including prescription lenses, sunglasses, progressives, and blue light lenses. They're all available. You could do any of the dang things. Now, they also have something really cool, which is called a home try-on kit. I actually did one myself, and here's the thing. They sent me 5 pairs of glasses. I got to try them on for a few days, and then I send them back, and then it helps me decide, hey, what do I want? Do I want to get some of these same glasses? Do I want to get something similar? Do I want to switch it up a little bit? I don't know. But I can figure all that out with the home try-on program. So when I did the home try-on program, here's how my experience went, guys. The glasses look awesome. The quality is great. They're super strong. They're made out of great materials. I was able to show them to my grandparents and my friends and everyone around, and everyone was like, wow, those are some great glasses. And I'm not kidding, guys. Like, literally, these are some awesome glasses. And just to reiterate, even if you don't need prescription lenses, you can get blue light filter lenses, which are now available and are perfect for those concerned about the effects of blue light. For people like me who don't like looking at computer screens all day with a naked eyeball. Warby Parker glasses filter out a lot of blue light, and it can be added to your cart during checkout. With all that being said, try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. You order 5 5 pair of glasses to try on at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. They ship free and they include a prepaid return shipping label. You can try 5 pair of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/screen. Again, that is WARBYPARKER.com/scream. And thank you so much, Warby Parker, for helping out our eyeballs. So again, speaking of vampires, you guys want to talk about dicks?
Yes.
Who doesn't?
Let's go, baby.
Love a
So
good
when they
dick.
pull up to the old house, Franklin puts what he thinks is a dried up sausage in his mouth. But fun fact, it's a dead dude's dick.
It's a dead wiener.
It's a real moment.
That's a schlong right there, buddy. It's a schlong you have in your mouth.
It felt like a journey, that moment.
That schlong you're eating, Franklin.
Yeah, you'll actually find out in another one of the director's commentaries that I think it was Gunnar Hansen who said it. It was a conversation between like him and Toby Hooper and someone else, but he was like, "That was a dictionary, wasn't it?" And then they were like, wait, and then someone was like, "Wait, that was a dick?" And then they were like, "Yeah, well, pretty much that's what we're going for."
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
So yeah, Franklin thought he had a dried up sausage in his mouth, but he did have a dried up sausage in his mouth.
He was correct.
And then they pull up into this house, and I want to take a moment to talk about those daddy long legs, that shot of the daddy long legs in the corner. Because those motherfuckers were real.
Oh shit,
They
really?
looked real.
Yeah, they were real as fuck. They pulled up, and they were like, there were certain spires around there, and they were like, keep those. We could probably put that in some shots later. And it's literally just a corner that's like, what, like 100 fucking daddy long legs? Like so many
Literally.
of them.
Did they get paid for their time?
Yeah, dude. Payroll.
Did they get their SAG card?
What? Oh. But I think that daddy long legs are like a pretty spider because they're so delicate.
I think they're like actually poisonous or something like that, but their mouths are too small to like bite.
us?
Yeah.
What?
They're super poisonous, but they cannot bite us. Like they can only like eat bugs.
So they're locked and loaded, but they can't shoot, essentially, is what you're saying.
Lethal weapons right
Yep.
there, man.
Damn.
But they can't do anything about it. Can you imagine the anger? I'd be so mad.
That's how I feel a little
Oh
bit.
my
Like I'm
God.
so poisonous inside of me. Like there's so much venom, but I can just never let it out.
So daddy long
Stays.
legs are just walking around like raging all the time. Like they're
Maybe-
just pissed.
Maybe
could
that's
be
why I
wrong.
feel so seen
That's
by
crazy.
them and why I like them.
I don't know. I can't wait to see one now. I'm gonna be like, you're so mad.
They're like
I'm so sorry.
this is like so mean, but they're the only spider that I never kill. Like I don't kill the daddy long legs because I'm like
I
"Eh,
don't kill
whatever.
them either. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other spider, yeet out of here.
I try not to kill spiders, but if Maddie's like, because she's deathly afraid of spiders, so if she sees one, she's like,
Aw.
"Mom, kill it." I'm like, "Okay." I kill it.
I got you.
I have to.
Yeah, I don't kill them unless they're in my room. If they're somewhere where they can bite me and give me bug bites, sorry,
Yeah.
bro, but you're done.
Remember
That's
Nanny
how I
used to
feel.
say that if you killed a spider, it would rain?
Yeah, I always think of that.
What if, well, I mean, we had a drought for a long time, so.
Yeah, kill a spider.
I feel like so I'm gonna go with no.
I'm gonna go in your garage and just go fucking ham right now.
So they arrive at the house, and while we see those daddy long legs, we also hear noises in the other room from the girls. It kind of sounds like screams of horror, but it's also really like well-disguised laughing that just pisses Franklin off. It causes him to blow excessive raspberries.
Come on, Franklin. It's gonna be a fun trip.
It's pissing me off too.
If I have any more fun today, I don't think I'm gonna be able to take it.
It's funny, but at the same time, I'm kind of like they decided to put that in the movie, and they were like, either it was like comedic or it had something, and I was I don't fuck with the raspberries, the blown raspberries.
I could answer that for you. It's not
I don't
comedic
either.
whatsoever. It's supposed to make him that annoying character because he's supposed to start out as like you kind of feel like you have some sympathy for him because he's the handicapped person of the group and he's being left out. But then you quickly grow to get annoyed by him because he's doing shit like, you know, like forever
Yeah.
and just like getting all pissed off and like, you know,
I
just being a
see.
crybaby. So they're
Okay.
trying to make you not like him.
Annoyed because that's exactly what I was.
Yeah. And again, that goes into why everyone on the cast like hated him behind the scenes.
Yeah, it worked very well.
Imagine if people were going around doing raspberries these days. You get arrested. It's COVID out here.
Straight to jail, do not pass go. Do
arrested.
not
To
collect
jail.
$200.
Right to jail.
Right to
Right
jail.
to jail.
Oh wait,
Straight
do not
to
collect
jail.
$2.
You're doing raspberries? Right to jail.
I love when he's like, sweaters.
Right to jail.
Straight to jail, right away.
Sweaters.
I love that
The
episode.
best Parks and Rec episode ever.
So they look around the house a bit, and then Kirk, who's played by William Vale, and Pam, who's played by Terry McKinn, or McMinn, I mean, not McNinn. Sometimes I think it's McNinn or McFlynn or something. It's like all those Micks just kind of get confused in me. But it's McMinn. They decide to run off looking for a place to swim, and they also decide to rip a fat joke on Franklin that goes like this. Kirk is like, hey, how'd Franklin ever get down this hill? And Pam's like, someone must have took him down when he was little. He's like, Franklin was never little.
So mean. Aww. Poor Franklin.
Poor
Frank.
Frank.
Oh, that's my cat's name, guys.
That's a good old Frank.
My mom had a dog named Franklin. Well, his name was Ben, but we called him Benjamin Franklin, and then it just turned into Franklin.
Hell yeah.
And we would call him Frank.
I love how names evolve.
Yeah.
I love that. Franklin's middle name is Theodore.
Very nice.
His last name's not Roosevelt, though. It's Kelly.
It's Kelly.
So next up, I'm just going to stop feeling bad for Kirk whatsoever because he just starts walking into random people's houses. Why are you doing that, bro?
Breaking and entering, man.
Yeah, not cool. That's
Deserved
illegals.
everything that happened to you, but
Especially in Texas.
Horror
Maybe
movie 101, man.
you don't fuck around in Texas, dude. They got chainsaws.
No, you
don't
don't
do
walk
that
into
shit.
people's houses.
You get
You
got.
don't do that in Massachusetts. I'm definitely not doing it in Texas.
Don't do it anywhere. Don't walk
No.
into anyone's house that's
Texas
not your
is
own.
open carry. That's
Weird.
a death sentence.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, you definitely don't want to do it there.
That's why I'm just like, Kirk, you're putting everyone in danger at this point. Go the other way.
Kirk caused this.
Kirk, you're a menace.
Get out of here.
So he's in a bunch of creepy-ass bones and, like, felts and whatnot in a red room, and he hears, like, pig squeals, and he decides, you know what? I'm going to walk right up to this.
He's like, you know what? I like the way that sounds.
This seems fine.
I love the way this sounds. I'm gonna go walk up in here.
I like how that feels in my ear, so I'm going to keep going.
So rhythmic.
And he immediately gets cram! One sledgehammer swing to the head from big-ass Leatherface, who I'm sure everyone knows, but if you don't, Leatherface is a very large man with a dirty apron,
Huge.
wearing a mask of human skin, portrayed by none other than Gunnar Hansen.
R.I.P. baby.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace to a lot of people. Marilyn Burns, Paul Partain, Gunnar Hansen, a lot of people. Robert Burns, too, which I don't know if him and Marilyn Burns are related. I tried to find something on that, but I don't think they are. I think they just have the same last name. But he was the art director, too. And actually, that guy, we just found out a minute ago, he actually went out in a pretty crazy way. He was diagnosed with, like, terminal cancer. And instead of going through with, like, you know, well, pretty much sitting through his illness and, like, going through a bunch of shitty stuff, he decided to take his own life.
Oh, wow.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
That's really sad.
And he's the guy that did like that little what's the thing that starts the anteater or whatever the fuck it
Armadillo.
The armadillo, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it was. The armadillo in the beginning, like he taxidermied that dude after he like, you know, found it dead and whatnot. And he was pretty much the dude that went out to find like dead animal bodies for the movie and find gross things.
You said taxidermy.
Taxidermies. Taxidermite.
Taxidermy.
Taxidermist.
Tax attorney?
Tax attorney?
You do tax attorney, dude?
But yeah, I mean, rest in peace to a lot of people on this. A lot of people died, like, really young in this, actually. I mean, Marilyn Burns, she died August 5th of 2014 at 65.
God damn.
It's because Edward Neal cursed them, obviously.
This is cursed.
Dude, I honestly think it's because they had a rough fucking life after this shit. Like, I mean, they had some stressful life. Like, some people, you know, even in the documentaries, they'll say, like, some of them lived fairly comfortably, but some of them went through some fuck shit. Like, they were like, I mean, this movie made, like, millions and millions, and they got, like, nothing from this. Like, there was so much shit going on with the producers and, like, just trying to get this movie out that they got, like, nothing from this. And, I mean, they went through fucking terrible conditions in this, too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They pretty much all stopped acting. Like, most of them. Only a few of them kept acting after this.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
I didn't know that.
This is like a poltergeist effect.
Yeah, I mean, Marilyn Burns, she did a little more acting stuff. She appeared in a few more Texas Chainsaw movies. Like, I remember her specifically in the 2013 one. She's Verma in that. Paul Partain, he pretty much stopped acting. Alan Danziger stopped acting. William Vale stopped acting. Terry McNinn, like, she doesn't even like talking about her role. Like, she won't talk about it. She's like, yeah, no, I wasn't in it. She basically forgets she was in it. But some people say that she might have a framed picture of her on the meat hook in her office at work.
That was Pam, right?
Stop.
Yeah, that was Pam.
No,
I would.
I watched an interview with her today, and like I guess like the butt shot of her walking into the house, I guess it like wasn't like planned, and they shot it, and then when she saw it, she was like fucking horrified.
Yeah, she hated it.
But now she's like, now I'm with it. Like, get back up
Really?
there. Like, fuck yeah. Well, now she's old as shit, but like, of
my
course,
God,
she
I
likes
love
looking
it.
at herself younger.
I
like,
love that. So now she's like, fuck it.
Edwin Neal, actually, he made a movie. He started, Edwin Neal started doing anime, like, voice acting, but then he also made a sci-fi horror movie starring himself and Marilyn Burns.
Oh shit, dope.
It sucks.
Oh. Well, I mean, good for them. Like, they got together again, but like...
Get it, guys.
It's a fun idea, but it's just weird. But yeah, I mean, a few people did a couple other things. Gunnar Hansen stopped acting for a good while to pursue a writing career, and then he started acting again. The first thing he did after a long time was a movie called Texas Chainsaw Hookers, which was actually a parody of Texas Chainsaw.
Don't you own that movie?
Yeah, I think I have a few posters of it too, actually.
Dope.
I would have been upset if you didn't own that movie.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so now we get to the first kill, which is Kirk. He runs into that red room that we were talking about, and immediately he gets donked. He gets donked on the head.
Bonked.
He gets donked, and he is done. He falls to the ground. He starts shaking uncontrollably, and we get a zoom in on like him and the blood gushing out, him convulsing, and all that fun stuff.
Which is
Ouch.
a very realistic kill, I feel. You get hit in the head like that, you would convulse.
Yeah.
What Toby Hooper always said is that he was like, the idea in my head is that when he hit him, part of his skull went into his brain and then caused the convulsions and blah, blah.
Makes sense.
I see that.
I like where he was thinking.
Smart man.
And then Leatherface kind of just throws him in, and then he slides the sliding door, which looks pretty fucking brutal. The way he just like grabs him and tosses him like a fucking doll.
Literally.
Yes. And then when he slides that door, oh,
Leatherface is fucking terrifying, dude.
he is.
He's so big.
He's so, exactly. He's like
Yeah.
inhuman. He's so big.
He's just fucking
And he
like
runs.
towering, dude. Like, oh, he's so fucking scary. And then he's kind of like violent, and you don't know what the fuck he's gonna do because he's always like with his fucking chainsaw. Like, it's fucking scary, dude.
He's beefy.
And he runs. He's not like, Michael Myers, or he'll come after you.
Terrifying.
He will run, but again, I'm just coming in with all these facts, but like Marilyn Burns was way slower than him, so Gunnar Hansen actually said that like he had to like slow down and just fuck around with stuff around him. So there is one scene where you can see him kind of just like fucking with trees, like with a chainsaw, kind of just slashing at some branches, which just looks like him. It just looks like him being fucking crazy and just like going off. But really, it was because he was like, I had to make some time to not catch up to her.
To let her get some
That's so
speed.
funny.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That'd be me if I was an actress in this movie. I'd be like, I'm not running, so can he cut some trees over there really quick, and I'll just like walk over there fast.
I'd be like, I'll move my arms like this, and then you guys can just like fast forward it so it looks like I'm
Yeah.
going really fast.
Speed by some scenery next to me.
Action. So now we're leading up to easily my favorite moment in this movie and just in movies in general. And we're going to skim over some of it because, again, we talked about some of it, but it's Pam's death. She's heading up into the house. We get that nice little shot, the butt shot with her little red shorts and like her back showing and all that.
Booty shot.
Booty shot. And it's also kind of like a thing that's showing like, oh, look, here's this nice back. It's not going to be nice very soon.
He does have a very nice back. I was thinking that.
Holy shit, I have never realized that. It's like nice and like tone, and it's showing. She's got that little like crease like down her little, not the crease,
Yep.
but the little dip. Like, it looks very nice.
The little dip.
And
Yeah,
then
what a bitch.
it's gone to shit. Dude, for real, you should see my back.
No, same. Say no more.
So, yeah, she goes in and she sees like a bunch of bones and feathers and like a chicken and all that good stuff. So she freaks out because, chickens are pretty scary. So,
Okay, she really freaks out about that chicken.
We were upset about it.
I was like, honey, that's not the scariest thing in this room. Like, take a peek to your left. There's an actual mandible on the floor.
She's in a farmhouse and she's like, a dead chicken? No fucking way. Absolutely the fuck not. I'm out of here.
Chicken?
it was a live chicken. There were dead chickens in there, but there was a live chicken in a cage. But, so here's the thing.
That's what freaked her out?
Yeah, that's what freaked her out. But here is the thing, guys. What I know about chickens is that when you see one, there's definitely more around. There's like 28 billion of those things in the world. There's
They'll
at
swarm.
least 3 chicken for every one person on the goddamn planet. There's only like 500 million turkeys, but you know how many fucking chicken there are? There's a lot of fucking chicken, dude.
And my girl, Junie B. Jones, She said chickens can peck your head to a nub.
Dude, and there's a lot of them. You know, if they gang up together, what are we going to do? There's like
It's
fucking,
actually
like 8
roosters,
billion,
but-
7 billion, like humans, whatever the fuck number we're at now. There's like 28 billion goddamn chickens. You think they won't overpower? You think the chickens won't take over the world?
Do you think it's because we need so much eggs?
I was gonna say, literally every time I'm with Caleb, he brings up that subject.
He also brought it up to us when he was here.
You know how many goddamn chickens there are,
It blows his mind. He's absolutely
It
wrecked over
does.
this.
It's a lot. And they can peck your head into
I've
a
been
nub.
pecked by a chicken and it fucking sucks.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
dude, you got at least 3 of those for every person?
Okay, you know what? She's excused. I'd be scared
Do you know
too.
what's so
Yeah.
funny? I asked Drew the other day if we could get chickens, and he said no.
Well,
That's
no,
funny.
I think you should get chickens because the more of them you have on your side, the least likely they are to gang up on you with their friends when they take over
Start
the
your
world
own
inevitably
army.
in 2
I want to
years.
get those pretty white ones, and really, I just want the eggs.
The ones with like the long
Farm
fur,
fresh
they're,
eggs,
they're,
yeah.
they're soft and
The
pretty.
fuzzy ones.
My
Yeah.
neighbors have chickens, and we, Maddie will go over there.
And egg them.
Maddie will go over there
Egg 'em
and bring back
and
like fresh
de-egg 'em.
eggs.
Yeah. They
Eggs
taste
the
different.
chicken.
Farm
Farm
That's
fresh
fucking
eggs are
brutal.
so different.
What got egged first, the house or the chicken?
Get fucking egg, dude.
Okay. So anyway, bitches be dying, and this chick is dying from a hook to the back. And this is actually like, I would say this is one of the most controversial things in like horror history. Like, and it's not. I don't say it like because like people are like, oh, this is problematic or something like that, but because there's always been that argument of do you see Pam go into the hook? Like, do you see blood? Do you see the hook go into her? Like, do you see her go into the hook?
No, I mean, it's kind of like left up to you to like decide. Well, because blood comes out of her mouth, doesn't it?
What do you guys think?
I don't think I saw the hook go into her.
Yeah, I feel like it's just one of those like.
I feel like my brain fills
Your
in the
I was
blanks.
gonna say your brain fills in the. What's happening?
Bitch.
No, because like he fucking puts her on the hook and then she's just kind of
Yeah.
like hanging there.
Yeah.
So she's
Like,
on the hook.
suspended.
Yeah. But it's always been a big conversation in horror. I mean, me and you have even had that before, like way back in the day. I remember us talking about Texas Chainsaw, and I don't remember if it was me and you or one of us realized like, oh, she doesn't go into the hook because we had to like rewatch it and check it out because one of us, I don't remember which one of us was on which side. I might have been the one that thought you saw her go into the hook. It easily could have been me,
Oh,
but
do you see it?
yeah, like do you see
Oh, I
like the
see.
thing? Like
I
do you
don't think
see
you
that?
do.
Do you see blood? Blah blah blah. Because
No.
like we were talking about earlier, like it's not a very massacre like bloody movie. You don't see a lot. It kind of like you guys said, it's all left up to your interpretation. But there's so many times where like Toby Hooper said it, like Gunnar Hansen has said it. They're like the craziest thing is when you see like the girl go into the hook, like it's so gory, this that blah blah. And he's
It's
like,
not gory,
He
though.
says like thousands of people basically have like came up to him and like said that, and he's like, well, actually, like you don't see that, and like people have even argued with them, like the makers and like people in the movie. They're like, no, like you definitely see that. And then they're like, well, you don't. And then, like, it's kind of like a debate forever. And actually, I thought that for a long time, too.
It's crazy because it's like one of those things where like you don't need to see it.
Yeah, you don't.
Like you don't need to see it, and then I feel like the brain kind of like makes you think that you saw it just because it's so fucked. Like imagine like there's no way like of getting off of that. Like
Well,
once you're hooked, yo ho, may the hooks will never go.
Yeah, it's really just that reaction that Pam gives. Like, it's just
Yeah.
so brutal and, like, terrifying that, like, it kind of just, your brain just does it for you. It's like, oh, shit, yeah, she's getting destroyed.
Yeah, you don't need to see. I almost think seeing it would take away.
I think in one of the remakes, I think they actually show it, and it's like it doesn't hit quite the same.
Because I feel like that what they don't show you is worse because your brain will fill it in.
But again, what this goes into, too, I don't think it was really something that Toby Hooper wanted to happen. I think he was just still trying to get his PG rating because he was trying to put as little blood in as possible.
I don't understand
How
that.
did he think that was going to
PG?
happen?
How would this ever be PG?
I'm going to take my kid to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You do have to remember, this was in 74, so there weren't as many ratings at the time. There was G, there was PG, and there was R. So there wasn't like, he couldn't go
This
in
would be
between.
like a
It was either get...
PG-13.
Yeah, it was either get a PG or get an R rating. And once you get an R, it doesn't get sold to as many people. Not as many people go to it. The ticket sales get lower. So he wanted it to be lower. But I mean, it didn't end up mattering because the movie was great anyway.
Yeah, understandable.
But yeah, when he talked to like people in the beginning, they were like, just don't put a lot of blood in it. You might get it, depending.
You'll be on Disney Plus in no time. Don't worry about it, Tobes.
It'll be on Disney Plus in 40 years from now.
A couple decades, it's okay.
Yeah, so now Leatherface pulls out his chainsaw and he goes to town on Kirk's lifeless body while Pam watches from the meat hook. And a little bit of time passes, and then the remaining three realize that Pam and Kirk have been gone for a while, so Jerry goes to look for them in the house of Leatherface, and that's when he finds Pam inside of an ice fridge, and then he gets smashed, bonked, bam, crammed. With a sledgehammer.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'ammed.
So, just as Kirk did, he met a bad fate. He is gone.
Very quickly, too. It's just like, boom, 1, 2, 3. Boom,
Oh, yeah, he's
dead.
just dispatching
Yeah.
these hippies.
Sending chainsaws out all over Texas.
Chainsaws blazing.
Comes out with 2 of them. Just like...
And he apparently has him, like, going to a beat.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's basically Texas Chainsaw 2.
I was just going to say, I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Texas Chainsaw 2, baby.
Music is his life.
Music is his hot sex.
So the next few minutes are pretty key to Sally surviving the entire ordeal. She wants to go and look for Jerry because it's getting late, and she wants to go without Franklin. So he forces her to push in with her, and then...
Sally, look, I know. Look, I'll go with you, but I'm gonna hold
Never mind, I'll just go without it.
This is going to save her in a minute because Leatherface is going to show up and he's going to start sawing into the body of Franklin, pretty much just because he's in front of Sally.
Get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way.
I'm going to walk right through you with my chainsaw.
Yeah. There's no stopping him.
I mean, he has a chainsaw, so he can do as he pleases.
Yeah, you have chainsaw will travel. That's Leatherface's motto.
Have chainsaw
Will travel.
Will travel. Can we put that on a shirt?
So this is actually one of the bloodier scenes in the movie, and it looked the way it did because everyone who had their back turned to the camera had fake blood in their mouth, and they're spitting it back at the front of Gunnar Hansen to make it look like it's like that splatter effect when he's going into Franklin.
So it's
That
just
is
like
so cool.
warm blood just splurting at him.
And that thing we were watching earlier, I guess it was just chocolate syrup with like a bunch of red food dye in it.
That's actually really good.
It probably like didn't taste bad, but it was probably like warm because they're like in a gross area, and yeah,
Pre-chewed.
pre-mouthed.
Is that what they were saying the blood was? Is that what all the blood was?
That's what the girl who plays Sally, I forgot her name.
Marilyn
That's what
Burns.
she was saying. She was like, because she had it all in her hair, and they were like, "Did it stain your hair?" And she's like, "Yeah." And there was like chocolate syrup everywhere. She was like, "I smelled like chocolate syrup for like a week."
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so I guess it was just chocolate syrup dyed red.
Honestly, that's the smart way to do it.
All you gotta do is make it red.
So yeah, now Leatherface is chasing Sally, and he chases her all the way back to the family house where we meet Grandpa, played by John Dugan, and the makeup was by W.E. Barnes. And if you guys saw, this is coming out a few weeks after I posted it, but if you guys saw the Scream story a few weeks ago, I actually posted like all the still gallery of John Dugan being turned into Grandpa, which is pretty fun.
Huh.
Grandpa.
I don't think I saw that.
I'll send it to you later.
Nice.
So Leatherface chases her to the window in the house after she briefly sees Grandpa, who looks pretty lifeless, and there's also the actual lifeless body of Grandma. And just when you think things couldn't get any worse, Sally runs over to the gas station / barbecue joint owned by Old Man. And if this is your first time watching, Old Man still seems like a good dude right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't know that he's on the bad side.
Like he warned them.
It breaks your heart when it happens.
You also
I'll tell
don't know
ya.
if he's alive or not.
Wait, why?
Is that not the old man you're talking about? That's I came back after blowing my nose.
And there's Old Man, and then there's Grandpa. Grandpa's
Sorry,
the
I
one
was
that's
blowing my
withering.
nose.
There's Old Man, and then there's Old Man.
My nose.
You decide.
There's two old men. You decide which one is for you.
He could be described as crumbling.
The almost dead one, obviously.
Crumbling.
Give me that money, daddy.
So, unfortunately for her, Old Man is about to bring her straight to hell in a bag. Like, he's going to put her in a bag.
I literally hate this so much. It
Yeah,
makes
this
me
freaks me
feel
out, dude.
some
Yeah.
type of way.
Oh, it's pretty rough. I don't want to be put in a potato sack. Like,
No, hell
No.
no. You
And then he's just poking
And he's just
her.
poking her the whole way. That freaks me out.
yeah, dude, when she's in the passenger
Psychopaths.
seat, just poking her with a stick.
Oh, he's like, it's okay, poke. And I'm like, ah!
so disturbing.
And then while he's
It
driving
is.
back, he comes across the hitchhiker on the road, and he kind of whacks him with a stick a few times. The next, 5-7 minutes is just,
Yeah, he,
Old Man,
beats the shit out of
picking
him.
different people to whack with his
Like,
stick.
He's like violently assaulting him in front of the car.
Literally.
Damn.
In a public Texas road.
Yeah. And
House.
Texas is just like, it's okay.
Free will.
Free will.
And then, I don't know if this is, like, odd, but I really feel bad for Leatherface when he gets sacked with the old man stick, because he looked pretty with his little makeup mask, you know?
Too much blush. He deserved that.
That's legit how I did my blush in, like, 8th grade.
Yeah, everybody did their blush like that at some point.
I thought it was so cute. I was like, oh my God, I'm blushing all the time.
Look at me, I'm blushing.
I'm constantly embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
So now it's fully cemented in our minds that the old bitch has been the mastermind all along. Marilyn Burns gets tied up, and she gets a dirty rag stuffed in her mouth, which, by the way, that was a literal dirty rag that they just found on the ground, and they were like, hey, stuff that in her mouth.
I would have sued.
Yeah, I hate that.
I would have fucking sued immediately.
And she didn't get paid for this?
They did Shelley Duvall this.
She said they were looking around, and she's like, all right, what are they doing? And they were like, we've got to put a rag in her mouth. She said they saw them, like, I don't remember who it was, but she was like, yeah, I saw them just kind of point over there. They were like, oh, that rag. And she was like, it was dirty, it was grimy, it had shit all over it, and they just stuffed it in my mouth, and I had to use that for, like, ever. And then she was like, she had to keep using it, too, for, like, all the scenes and, like, shoots and whatnot, because she was like, they didn't want to ruin the authenticity of it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she went through some shit, dude. Like, she's a fucking trooper.
A hero. She's a final girl.
Oh, I
I
mean,
think
she's
she's
like
like
the
the first.
OG final girl.
Yeah, she's the first final girl.
She is the final girl that's, like, one of the first ones that's filled with blood in the end. Because this is before Carrie, right? When did Carrie come out? 80s?
Yeah.
Was Carrie 80s?
Yeah. This is before Halloween, too.
Dude, 74 is early in the game of
It's
this, man.
before Black Christmas, too. Just barely.
Yeah, like a
By
month before, right?
smidge. Not even. It's like 3 weeks.
God damn.
Yeah.
By a hair.
A literal hair.
So now it's dinner time. Leatherface cuts the top of Marilyn Burns' finger for Grandpa to suck on. And by the way, he also accidentally cut her finger, too, so she also got cut.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
That's something that I won't, like, the rest of the stuff, I think she got brutalized, and maybe a lot of it wasn't necessary, you know, but this actually, like, it was by Gunnar Hansen, and that dude's a puppy dog. I really think he was, like, apologizing. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking sorry after.
He probably felt like shit about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of
probably
times where
did.
they said, like, he accidentally did, like, you know, certain things. He's, like, a big guy or whatever. They, like, had to do shit for scenes, and he, like, would always profusely apologize. So, like...
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, if I know Gunner, I know he felt sad about it.
Fucking
So,
rest in peace. That shit still makes me super sad. I'm sorry.
I
I,
know.
keep saying that every time, but I'm
I
like,
love that
it
guy,
is
honestly.
sad.
He
It
was,
makes me
like,
so sad.
everything he did, like, he's just such a happy guy.
Yeah,
Such a joy. He reminds me of Ron Swanson.
I love that.
a little bit.
You know what I mean?
He does give off that
kind of
vibe a
like,
little
and just
bit.
like the big dude, but like the teddy bear guy.
A big burly dude who
Yeah.
like looks scary, but he's also very like sweet.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
gooey
he's
on the inside.
adorable.
Right?
I love him.
So anyway,
He is.
yeah, they're
He's
sucking
adorable.
on the finger and whatnot. Grandpa's sucking on some stuff like Dracula. I think that's why he's talking about Dracula so much
Yeah.
earlier, because now Grandpa's sucking on some blood.
Oh, it's so gross.
I'll pluck your blood.
Good old
hate it.
sucking. Shout out. Go listen to my show that I barely do. Sally wakes
gonna
up at the
say.
dinner table, and this dinner scene is infamous among the cast, basically because everyone agrees that this scene was between 26 to 27 hour shooting day.
What?
Holy shit.
There's a documentary where they literally cut to like each of them. They're all telling a story like in a different spot, and they're like, I think it was like 26. One of them's like, I think 27. I think this. I think that. One person said like 35. So I think he was just like he was just going overboard. But like consistently, I'd say at least like 7 of them said like 26 or 27.
You got me fucked
That's
up.
wild.
But they
Yeah.
probably wanted them like somewhat like, you know how like when you get like so overtired, you're just like so out of it.
They look like they had been awake for
Like
that
they probably
long.
wanted them to look like that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that. There's very specific reasons. There's a lot of things that went into it. Part of it was because in this dinner scene, there are like dead animal bodies around. There's like dead shit around. There's like fucking the head cheese laying everywhere. So there's like meat that's sitting around. Another thing to know also is that this is a nighttime scene, but they shot it during the day. They just had blinds closed everywhere, so it looked like it was night in there. And this was also like a 110-degree day.
Yeah.
So there's rotting meat in there that's burning up, like fucking dead animals in there that are smelling like shit. All this going on, and then also Doogs or Dougs, whatever fucking Doogly, the dude that's Grandpa. He went through 10 hours getting into the Grandpa makeup. So by the time he was done getting into it, he literally looked at like Toby Hooper and everyone. And he was like, I'm not doing this again. He was like, you have to shoot everything that I'm doing today because I'm
Yeah.
not coming back.
I would have been so fucking mad.
I don't blame him.
All his dinner stuff, they had to shoot everything with Grandpa that day. And they had to also do it. They had to stay in there because of that, and then also because all that meat and stuff in there, they didn't want to get rid of it and put different shit in there because it wouldn't look the same. It would mess up the shot. So they're sitting in there with rotting meat with this guy. They're trying to get everything done, and they're there just about 30 hours in that fucking 110 degree room, rotting fucking meat in there, dead animals, all this shit, like just a fucking cesspool. Gunnar Hansen said, Gunnar Hansen had it like the worst because he had to wear his mask the whole time. They wouldn't, unless they took like a 15-minute break or more, he wasn't allowed to take off his mask because it would like fuck it up and they'd have to do a lot to like get it back in place. So he had the worst time. He was like sweaty, and also he wore his costume that he wore, all the Leatherface shit. He wore that every day for a month. They didn't have different stuff. He never washed it, so he smelled the worst out of the entire cast the entire time. And then he said he left that room a couple times to go and puke, and then he came back in and kept shooting.
What the fuck? This movie was like torturous.
Seriously. Wow, I'm going to watch this through different eyes.
Yeah, so differently.
Damn. I want to watch this again now immediately just so I can know all of this while I'm watching it.
Oh, I got to watch American Horror Stories tonight.
Oh, I want to watch that too.
But yeah, that's pretty much what they went through with all that. It was just, they went through some shit. That was
a horrifying scene. So the end result was worth it.
Primo.
Look what your brother did to that door!
It was worth it, but it just makes me so sad that they didn't get more money about it. We'll get into a little bit about that in a second. But anyway, dinner time is filled with all kinds of psychological torture. Sally is pleading for her life. The family is fighting and arguing as if it's a normal day. There's a giant pig man wearing a skin mask with a full face. And she's left to deal with just whatever's going to happen next. She doesn't know what's going to happen to her.
She has no idea what's going to happen. This fucking crazy family killed all of her friends.
Yeah, they did.
And she's like screaming for her life, and they could give a shit. They're arguing about their life.
That part for me was the scariest. Like, you're so scared, and these people are just like, like back at you. Like, that'd be so scary.
It would, and she's so convincing.
And Hitchhiker's over there just like, yeah, well, you know, all you do is fucking cookie, bitch. And then she's just like, please, take me out of here.
Please, leave me alone.
Do something.
Do nothing. He's just a cook.
Shut up, you bitch hog.
You Leatherface do all the work. He don't like it, ain't that right? You're just a cook.
Shut your mouth. You don't understand nothing.
So they untie Sally, and then the hitchhiker holds her down in front of a little barrel, and they all try to get old-ass Grandpa to plop Sally on the head with a sledgehammer.
Oh, it's so disturbing.
This is easily the most disturbing thing in the world, but also, if you look at it under the right lens, it's also the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life.
I couldn't get there, man. I was too busy being disturbed.
It's fucked up.
This whole scene makes my stomach churn.
It does, but when
like
I
the
think
bucket and having them like just clomp Grandpa over, like I was like, stop all of this, everybody. Stop it.
Grandpa in that scene alone is far too much for me.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I'm like, but is he alive though? And then you see him chewing and you're like, what?
Like fucking how?
And they just want him to like clonk her over the head with a sledgehammer.
I mean, dude, he looks like a fucking cadaver. Like,
yeah, he's green, like I said.
He looks cadaverous for sure.
Like, I mean, it is just like they're picking up his hand to like get the hammer down. So I'm like, are you sure that guy's good? You sure he's good? Like, I don't know.
He's
about
definitely
that.
not good.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
okay.
he looks like the dearly departed.
He's definitely bad.
He's not doing well.
But yeah, I mean, it is very disturbing. But then also when I think about like old man just standing in the back, like he's jumping up and down and clapping his hand, like he's giddy, and then this old guy's just like trying to fucking like he's just falling over, like looking like Weekend at Bernie's, trying to get this hammer on this chick, and everyone's like, yeah.
That's even scarier though. Yeah. Think about being in her position. You're like positioned over a bucket. And they've just given this old cadaverous motherfucker a sledgehammer, and all of these hills have eyes motherfuckers are around you, just being like, yeah! I'd be like, just kill me. Just kill me. I don't want to be here anymore.
Take me out of my fucking misery. I don't want to be
I'd be
there.
like, this needs to stop.
I said that too. I was like, honestly, I wouldn't even want to survive this at this point, because what's the rest of your life?
Yeah, what are you walking away with?
Damn. So speaking of Hills Have Eyes, Gunnar Hansen was almost in that. Turn that on the roll though.
The original?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why. I wonder why.
He didn't want to act at that time. It was when he went to go like pursue writing and stuff. So yeah, they're all pretty distracted with each other, so Sally takes this opportunity to run off, and she jumps through a window. She actually jumps out of a window that looks like nothing, but in reality, they got a stunt double to jump out this window, like, to get the shot of, like, her going down, and she lands on a mattress outside this window, so, you know, she's all good. And then they wanted it to look really real, like, they wanted to see Sally going down, so I don't get what the fuck they, like, this makes no sense to me. They made Sally jump out the same window that the stunt double jumped out the window, but she didn't have a mattress on the bottom. She just jumped on her feet, and everyone said it was between like 6 to 10 feet that she jumped down.
So then what was the point of the stunt double?
Like no point. They just used that for the shot of like her going down, but I'm like, why not just use the whole thing since she actually jumped and just use that?
Yeah.
And also
Exactly.
like she's limping for the rest of the movie, and she said that was because she fucked up her ankle jumping out of that window.
Yeah, I would
Damn.
think so.
The
So much pain in this
authenticity.
movie.
Yeah, and now it is The Chase 2 featuring Hitchhiker.
This guy gets absolutely fucking wrecked.
It's like a new Tom Cruise movie. Actually, wait, Brie, we just talked about Deep Red earlier. Remember the end of Deep Red when that dude gets like his foot, spoilers right now for anyone that hasn't seen Deep Red from like so many years ago. Yeah, remember that chain goes around his fucking leg and it just drags him down, and then like another car like runs over his head and like he gets destroyed.
Earlier when we were talking about that movie, I was like, fuck, I cannot remember that movie,
And that's
but
the
I
part.
will never forget that scene.
It's the craziest
I will
thing I've
never
ever
forget
seen.
that shit. He's just being dragged for like miles and miles, and he's like, ah! Skin starts ripping off everywhere.
Oh, and then remember he like slammed his head on the side of the curb too, and then after that he like stops. He's like, "All right, I'm good," and then a car runs him over.
Oh my god.
He fucking hereditaried it like on a curb, and then he just got up and he's like, "Here I am."
It's all good.
Here I
Gets
am.
ran the fuck over.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Shit's so funny.
See, I just think of in The Craft when the guy is like following Nancy with the snake.
Yep.
And then he ends up getting run over, and you see the shot of his head getting run over by the.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah,
people getting ran over in movies is pretty funny.
pretty fucking funny, dude. Like, I mean,
It's like people falling.
this guy got fucked. He was like a fucking watermelon just getting destroyed.
He got ragdolled, dude. Like he went under the fucking semi and he just like
Pieces.
imploded.
Just destroyed.
I
He's
needed
right the
that.
fuck
I
out.
needed to see that because he was so annoying.
We all needed to see that.
I mean, and that was also by a semi-truck driver that just kind of drives by. He's just in there just because of circumstance. He just happens to be thrown in the mix.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
So they run around a bit, and then the semi-truck driver turns around and chucks a wrench at Leatherface's forehead, which
My reaction.
baller move.
That
baller
was the
move.
best.
You
Top
gotta use
tier,
what you
yeah.
got. Get crafty with it.
Choice.
You gotta think on your fucking feet, man. That shit's so funny too, because Leatherface is running at him with like the chainsaw, and he like just quick
It's like-
thinks. He like just like he looks like he's gonna keep running. He just stops, turns for a second, just dink.
Dude, fucking got him good too.
It works.
With
That would
my
hurt.
luck, I would miss and it would go like fucking 5 million feet the other way.
That's why I think that shit was
Same.
awesome, because I'm like, there's no fucking way I'd hit him. Like it would go
No.
way over there.
I mean, he
Yep.
is beefy though.
And then like Leatherface falls and like the fucking chainsaw like grrr, like
Cuts
on his
his
fucking
leg.
leg.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
reminds
that
me of
hurt.
Evil Dead the remake.
Dude, and again, like, this shit's so crazy because Gunnar like, they were talking about this scene for a long time, and Gunnar was always like, so how are we gonna, like, do that? Like, when I fall with the chainsaw, how do we do that without me getting destroyed? And he was like, oh, well, we'll figure it out at the end of the movie. He's like, all right, cool. And then he was like, I started to think about it, and he was like, is he just saying that because if I die, he still has the movie?
Is this so far-fetched?
It's crazy. But then he's like, all right, when they get into it, they gave him a little metal plate that he put on his leg. So that chainsaw actually
It was
is
real.
going to his fucking leg. That's a real chainsaw. It's going to his leg.
What?
He had a little metal plate under his pants, and they put a fucking slice of brisket right above the metal plate, and that's why it looks like meaty shit coming out of his leg.
Yeah, I was gonna say it either looks like some type of ribs.
Yeah, like a ribeye or something, maybe.
That's crazy.
Imagine if he like didn't hit that exact spot.
Yeah.
Like that could have gone bad.
So he actually thought that he cut himself because it got hot as fuck, like when the chainsaw, got on it, it started
Oh.
burning, and he thought he like cut his leg, and he was like, oh,
That's
I'm
what I was
fucked.
gonna say. The like
Oh my
chains, the chains on the chainsaw. They said that they were like sawed down. It could still hurt you, but I guess it wasn't like
Yeah.
sharp or something.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
Wow. That's terrifying.
It could still rip your fucking skin right off though.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I think this movie's so fucking awesome. Like, they acted on this. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
did
Yeah.
that
Did the
shit,
damn
dude.
thing.
So another truck pulls up, and then he circles around for a little bit, and Sally, filled with blood, hops in the bed of the truck, and the driver drives off with Sally hysterically screaming and laughing. All the while, Leatherface is just spinning in circles, flailing his chainsaw like a true fucking psychopath.
The best ending scene.
The best ending, I
Yes.
think, to a movie like ever. Like her screaming, and then him just going in circles just like a fucking crazy
With the
person.
sun
Like,
setting.
I love it.
Looks like he's doing like a ballet dance with his
Very
chainsaw.
beautiful.
He's
I
young
love it.
and
Poetic.
he's getting it.
Poetic, even.
I don't remember who
It
it was,
is.
but I know that someone in the cast was standing off to the side because they were like, "Oh, I looked over the side and so-and-so is standing there just like smoking a cigar, like watching the whole thing." I was like, what I would give to just
Imagine.
be
To be
that
there,
person,
dude.
just in that end
Yes.
scene, watching that happen, just like smoking that cigar, like, yep, there we go.
Like watching it go down. One of the most iconic horror movies ever.
But I mean, it's crazy too because they
Literally.
didn't even know what was going down.
Yeah.
They thought it was nothing.
Yeah.
They
had
didn't
no
think-
idea.
That's true. Fuck, that must be so crazy. Like being in something like so big and like new and like not thinking it's gonna be anything, and then fucking years and years later.
No, it's true though. Like to have no idea that you're gonna like literally be the most iconic horror movie of all time. Like one of them.
Right.
The top 3 at least.
Crazy, dude. So yeah, that's pretty much all the shit that went in it. One of the only other little things, there was a person on the makeup department. She was getting dead dogs, and she had this idea to embalm them so they wouldn't smell as much. She was like, all right, I'm gonna embalm some of these dogs, keep them going a little bit. So she was part of the dead dog embalming brigade, and one time when she was embalming one of them, she stuck the needle through one of their legs, and it went through the dog's leg and then into her leg, and she shot herself up with formaldehyde.
Oh my, you can
Holy
die
fuck.
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty
Yeah.
worried.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
That's another thing that happened.
Jesus.
A quick ER trip.
Another fun fact too, when they're in that dinner thing, it also got really smelly at one point because with the dead dogs in there, they said it started getting like really, really bad, because it was hot. So they were like, all right, well, we should try pouring some gasoline on them and burning them because maybe it'll like, get rid of the smell and it'll just smell like burnt stuff. And then they were like, well, it went bad because now it just smelled like burnt dead
flesh.
dog in
Oh,
this place with
Did not
everything
think that
else
through.
and
Why would you
rotting
think that
meat
would
and all that
work?
shit.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Damn.
so it is just really important. Did you know that Texas Chainsaw was involved with the mafia?
No, I did not know that.
One of the
Nor did
production
I.
companies, that tagged onto it because it was so hard to get it off. It ended up being mafia. It was this guy called Louis Pereno, Louis Butcher Pereno. He was a film producer, but he was also a man of the mob.
Lou Ferrigno?
That guy.
damn.
Got it.
Got it. Like, yeah.
For people that remember a really key moment in drive-through history, Louis eventually went to jail for his involvement in the film Deep Throat.
Oh.
Interesting.
I feel like Elena's probably the only one that knows about
A
Deep
lot.
Throat.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Elena, do you know about Deep Throat?
I know like I know of it. I don't know like
It was a big movie. Like it played at like
Yeah.
like drive-throughs like back in the day. It was like basically like the thing that like dudes would take their girlfriends to go get frisky at a drive-through. Like it was really
Oh,
big
I
in the
see.
70s. It was like this really fucking big movie. Or was it 60s? It might have been like late 60s actually.
Yeah, you're
Can't
right.
remember.
It might have been late 60s.
That's nuts.
But yeah, that's the last thing. Mafia got involved, and that's pretty much like they got so many cuts and like so many different production companies that were going on that by the time like that 150 million came out and they were trying to decide like what went over to the actors, they were like, oh yeah, we have like $5,000 to split between the cast.
Oh my
Wow.
And there's a lot more into it. You guys like it's
That's
a
fucked
whole
up.
fucking thing. You guys can get into more about that, like because it is a fucking rabbit hole. But you can find out exactly how much they got. But like in the very beginning, like some of them went through legal stuff, some of them didn't, some of them were just like fuck it, moved on. But some of them got like a $30 check, like for their first royalty thing.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they went
That's
through
fucked.
fucking hell. And yeah, that's Texas Chainsaw from 1974. We had 5 kills in this bad boy. 5 kills that all really mattered.
Oh, yes.
They did.
Very important.
There's some good boys in there. So guys, let's just go a little quick round table. What do we rate this?
I have to go.
Okay, so just 5 out of 5?
Yes, I said 9.
Oh, okay.
Oh, out of 5.
A 9 out of 5.
We'll give it a 4.
I would say a 4.5 out of 5 because of the slow beginning. But I love this movie.
I would say 4.5 out of 5 too, because I love this movie.
What are you deducting 0.5 for? The slow beginning?
Because it's probably like the slow beginning.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I'm giving it a 5.5 because this is my favorite movie of all time, and I guess I could see how it's kind of slow in the beginning, but really, I've never seen that because it's really like it's all necessary. I don't think there's a single thing that happens in this movie that isn't necessary and doesn't like. Also, I mean, It's an hour and 20 minutes.
I know, it is quick.
Like, one of my favorite things about this, too, the reason it is one of my favorites is because, like, that's why I thought it was kind of weird when you said slow, because I never get that feeling. Like, this is a movie that I could put on at any time, and I never get bored of. I never, like, kind of steer off. I'm always just like, yeah, this is easy watch. Like, very easy.
I want some more of it.
And, yeah, that was Texas Chainsaw. We will eventually get into the rest of the series, but for now, we're just going to move on to, we're doing Fear Street next.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Eventually, we'll get into all this stuff, but I mean, the Texas Chainsaw series is weird. I mean, you have the first one that's like in the series, and then you have the second one, you have the third one, the fourth one, and those are all like original. But then you have some remakes, and you have like a remake of the original, and then one that came out 3 years later that's a prequel to the original, which makes no fucking sense. And then you have a 2013 3D one that is technically a sequel to the original, and then you have like a 2017 one that is a prequel to the original. So really, like, as far as Texas Chainsaw goes, it is just the weirdest fucking timeline in the world. Like, it's on par with a few of those other things that are just like, what did you do?
Wow. What did you do?
It's just, it's weird. It's weird. And then you got that Matthew McConaughey one in there that's just like, why? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a wild card.
We'll get into all those eventually. That is Texas Chainsaw from 1974. If you guys enjoyed the episode, of course, leave a good old 5-star rating on iTunes. That's a good thing that you can do. It's good stuff. And then you can check out the Instagram, which is Scream Podcast, the Twitter at the Scream Pod, I think, some shit like that. www.thescreampodcast.com is the website. We have other shows. You could find those if you want, and then we do those things, and then there's stuff on like patreon.com/Scream Podcast, and those are all cool things. And this show is fucking rotting meat, but like in a good way, but like in a bad, like, you should have got paid more, but like it's a good show, man. That is good.
This show is the mad note, man.
It's good.
This show is literally like so much better than Head Cheese.
I like Head
This
Cheese.
show is half-dead grandpa sucking on Sally's finger.
That was amazing. That was everything I needed and more.
That's what it is.
Bye, guys. Also, that was Bree on the show. We never introduced ourselves.
Also, you guys know Brie?
That was Brie.
That was Bree.
You ever heard of a Brie kind of gal?
You ever heard Brie?
It's not the cheese. The only cheese featured here is Head Cheese.
She's basically
That's
a head
Brie.
cheese. I'd call her
Brie
head
hold
cheese.
the cheese. Brie cuts the cheese.
Oh, she does. Yeah, she does. That
We
bitch
all
be
do.
farting.
Everybody cut the cheese.
Bye.
Selena and Caleb, they met through some tweets. Exchanged them digits, now life is so sweet. Zooming all the time to record new episodes. Slanging the jokes to make our heads all explode. On PCP, I'm trapped inside a VHS. Scream, baby, scream, you know who do it the best. Through Anna's eyes, the team is ready to go. Fighting around the world, shout out to Russell Crowe. Oh, space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Internet homies, yeah, we tight like that. You wanna mess with Scream? Well, we might fight back. I'm still in that VHS bad drug experience. A window that is secret. Johnny Depp, are you hearing this? We top notch, podcasting the day away. What you say? Friendship on full display. My penis is in space if you think that is odd. I'm wishing for endless corn and eggs for the squad. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream. Space penis and endless corn. I've wanted to scream since the day I was born. Best friends ever, truly the greatest team. Eggs, 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 we just living the dream.
Woo!
Things are getting weird. So weird. So weird. So weird. Things are getting weird. So weird. So who? So what? Things are getting weird. How now, brown cow? Things are getting weird. Right here, right now. Things are getting weird. It's so strange. What do I do? Things are getting weird. Things are getting weird. Things are getting weird. Things are getting weird. Things are getting weird with Ash. With Ashley Kelly.
Whack-a-mole. Just saying things.
Just saying.
Whack-a-mole.
I love that game.
It's fun.
Stop.
You could win a prize.
Whack-a-mole.
You can win a stuffy.
And you get 2 tickets.
I love
and
that
you
was
go
a
up with the
general
prize.
statement. Whack-a-mole.
Oh, whack-a-mole.
Everything's a general statement with me.
Okay, you could cut this out if you want. I'm sweating so fucking much. I cannot
Me
get comfortable.
too.
Yeah, I gotta.
I hate
Are you
this.
sweating like a witch's tit in a brass bra?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Precisely.
changing my sweats after this.
Ew.
I'm comfy.
Don't talk to me about that.
Yikes. You're doing that
I
with
got
your
a
dress?
new
You think you're
shirt
gonna
on
stay in
today.
that after this, Travis?
I'm
No,
wearing
wait,
a
I'm
cable
going to
knit
bed.
sweater in July. so-
My sleeves have so much ventilation.
Dude.
I love this trend.
You know what sucks? I was trying to get another one of these fans. Gone.
Forever?
I don't know. It's just fucking gone. I looked for it. Gone.
Bullshit.
Fucking stupid, dude.
Just
bullshit.
3D printed.
There you go. Copy and paste.
It'll make you feel better knowing there's 2.
Just 3D print it, she says.
Fucking hate
Someday
you.
your kid is going to say that to you and you're going to be like, I gotta go.